You good? Alright, we're good. Also, slash marker. Here we are.
But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
No? You can go in there? Okay, sorry. Oh, you're going in there. Going for a swim? Son.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
What if you sold this house? Make a living? Nothing over here? Alright.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
It's that easy, boys.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Oh my god.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh, are they not worth it back there? Okay. Zerby, no. Zerby, Zerby, Furby, Turby, Burby, Derby, Derby Jr., Charlie, Tucker, Coco, Zoe, Daisy, Lucy. Lucy was a dog? Maybe. We had a bunny and a fish. You buried a fish. Bob. Christopher. Shadow. Oliver. Scatsy. Ailey. Frog.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly Finch, born December 11th, 1937. Died December 13th, 1947. 3 days after she ate the toothpaste. Calvin Finch, born April 25th, 2015. Died September 23rd, 1961. Himself right off that cliff. Oh no, one of these is over there more. Sven Finch, born June 17th, 1915. Died August 26th, 1964. Crushed by a slide. Edie Finch, born April 8th, 1917. Died December 5th, 2010. The day they moved out, I think. Walter Finch, August 26th, 1952. Died March 31st, 2005. Hit by a train. Barbara Finch, born October 31, 1944. Died October 31st, 1960. On her birthday.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Sven! Papa.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
The old house?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Anything else? Alright, sorry I bothered.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand,
I didn't realize.
but the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sam Finch.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Born April 25th, 1950, died July 16th, 1983. Gus Finch, born June 20th, 1969, died November 8th, 1982. Sam died in the war. Maybe he fell in the wars. Edward Finch, January 12th, 1976, died September 19th, 1977. Almost a year later.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Milton Finch.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Sanjay Kumar. November 6th, 1966, February 22nd, 2003. Lewis Finch, 1938. Fish boy? Yes.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
I knew it. Oh, I see.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Third photo?
They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
And war. Images of war. Photography of Sam Finch. Samuel. Selfie. I'll tell you who that is.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
But Dawn, you can let us get back here. That's nice.
I'm over here, Dad.
Yeah, we can wait.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Calm
Hey.
down, mother.
Language.
I'm saying.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what? Come on already.
Oh, my eyes. Trees over there. Oh, it's weird. Background material.
Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Daddy.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hmm.
Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
What? Great. Oh, the deer.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I.
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
What are you shooting at?
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
The precision you would need to take a picture like that. That's selfie, brother.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
I thought that was spam. I'm not gonna lie. We gotta find it. Who do we got here? We still have how many more names? No, but the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Oh my god, it's Molly. you going, brother? Yo, killer room, by the way. Now, if you have a light switch, that'd be great. It actually works. Be fantastic. Of course. Installation?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Finch control. Press it. Press it. That's fine. Gregory, the 1-year-old, who I thought lived in the bathroom. Divorce contract, Sam Finch. Orcas Island. No, put it down. I wanted to read it, but I don't think we can. Okay,
Dear
Sam.
Do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean it. Give me the ball.
Take over, Gregory. It's time to...
Excuse me.
Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
What a drawing. Close it. Me? No? Okay. What do we have here?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry,
Gus.
and yet.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Alright, Gustifer.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
Now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
More text. Oh, brother, what's going on here?
When the time
He is
for photos
crushed.
came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Gustifer.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
It's raining. Get garbage out of here.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
It's a rockin' tent. Oh, we have a light. Oh, I'm blind.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wanna rock and roll all night.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Alright, Gustifer. Rockin' the Mohawk?
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Alright, we need Don and Edie. And Lewis and Millen. Duties. Dawn, sweep trash. Gus, mop, mow yard. Greg, be a baby. What a guy. You mean
My
she had to
mom
climb
moved
up here
the
every day?
loft after her brothers died.
Hold on. Anything else over here?
At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
No. Alright. My bad.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay. I thought you were a brother as well. Not gonna lie. Can I read the diary? Critical thinking. Sorry, I tried.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Not going down.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Dawn.
I'm sure Edie
Louis.
was happy to have her back.
Thyme, mint. A little vegetable
And to
garden.
see kids in the house again.
Basil. Tomato.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Build this yourself.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Edith. Barbara, Molly, Sam, Calvin, Gregory, Odin, Sven, Gus. Differ. Louis plus rules. X. I'll never know. Great
But
job.
it didn't last.
History of Odin Finch. Curse.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
We should probably go this way first. Yeah. Makes sense. Who lived up here? Doesn't seem the safest option, but okay. Just lost your head.
Milton Finch
Magic
in
paintbrush.
The Magic Paintbrush.
The book. Oh. That's you. You didn't finish it. That's all you gotta know about Milton.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
He looks like what's that one cartoon from like 20 years ago? But it's like a simple name. I can't think of it. Use name unlocked up here.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
You little peep.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Legalize it. What a guy. Get me out of here. I don't think this is up to code. A lot tinier in here than I thought.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Since you're pregnant?
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Wonderland. What a big mute button.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
Excuse me.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names.
Oh, the dragon.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
It's a puppy.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, woof woof.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Yeah, I wasn't told.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
It's full of stuff, wasn't it?
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
Let's go, baby. boys.
and he was always
That's the
humming
shouting.
something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery, but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an
cannery.
election for mayor, and he won.
Imagine if he lost.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Dude, you're married, you gotta stay.
It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New
Let's
Louis.
go, boys.
St. Louis.
Alright. That one I have some more respect for.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Get out of here. Skrrr.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince.
That's always the answer, boys.
The prince was on his own quest for
Dual rainbows.
radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of his electric sitar.
I missed a note.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Calm down, boys. Hey,
But
Princey,
he
what
was
are you
so
doing?
proud of having created it.
Alright,
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
tiny door. Sorry, door. Royal Palace. house. Did he have a switch?
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
I have a fish in it, brother. Up the stairs then.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh, my eyes.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Look at that guy.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Ballet. Ballet? You have eyelids?
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
It's really okay.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Emily Newth. Dr. Emily Newth.
My brother was
Luis.
really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I don't think Sven or Sanjay have one. We gotta find Edie's and Dawn still. Close the book.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Pardon me.
I'm
Sorry,
not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Edith, Mom, Todd.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Mama. To learn and to teach and to learn. Don't Finch. Sanjay. Sinbad.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Edith.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
Did I miss anything down here? Yeah, I did. I don't know what we would have missed, though. No, we should probably just keep going up. Telling me they lived on the roof. They had the whole house downstairs.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Edith. Where's Dawn at?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
You know you could turn some lights on, Edith.
the power
would
had
help
been
a
shut
lot.
off that morning, but
Never mind.
Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Edie Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh, Edie.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Should get out of here.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
A crib.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
See you, old lady.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Or she's probably in the back seat looking over the back. I gotcha.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Cool, let's go.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then
2016.
she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh, send me.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Four hours? I'm just under 2 hours. I think I'm at the end there, right?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I missed one story? I don't think I missed anything. I said I missed one story. Giant sparrow. Saving. Oh, got two of them. Finished all stories, excuse me. San Juan L. Let's see. True achievements. What remains? Is this enough? Look at all the peepholes and telescopes long enough. Did not do that. Take both paths to the house. Oh, did not do that. 2 rabbits with only 2 swoops. Took 3. Drunken Sailor finished the song. Did not do that. Clear all the bowls. Oh, another unit. Thanks, Johan. See Johan's name in the ending credits. Look at that. Clear all balls off the pool table. Did that. Gregory's name into the bathtub. Didn't know you could. Tell the story again. Alright. Picture of the rabbit outside of Edith Finch National Park. Easy. I'll do them real quick.
I don't mind doing them real quick. It's a whale. Go down the line. Dun. What is on his face? He's seen some things. Or she's seen some things. It wasn't really, I don't know. I didn't really care for it. It was, I'm not a big fan of walking simulators. That's fine. People can like it. I thought it was just okay. I don't really care for it. Don't get on apple. Bryant Chaslow. Robin Hunnicle. Hunnicky, excuse me. I get it, it's just... It wasn't for me, that's all. Koala. Lewis Finch. The end. The replay story option is now available. Yeah, I didn't do Don's, but apparently it's there, so I don't know. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Alright, replay the story. I mean, I'll do Edith's last. We still need to do Molly's, catch the two rabbits. Calvin, you gotta do twice. That's an easy one. Yes. I didn't see me do Don's. I didn't see it around. But we have it done.
Grandpa Sam had a twin.
I don't know.
And that he never talked about him.
Alright, Calvin, you ready to go to the
didn't
moon?
like history any more than my mom did.
You did, brother.
How I want to remember my brother.
Oh, excuse me.
By Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Samuel!
Dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Come on, youngster.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
One more.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh, yeet. See you, kid. Get him out of here.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Alright, achievement. Mr. White Snow.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's house.
Achievement unlocked. Alright, let's see. Next we have... Ooh, we can do Molly's. Sure. Play the story. And this is to... Catch 2 rabbits with only 2 swoops. Easy, I just was spamming RT. Can I go outside and do the peepholes again?
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
I forgot how we got in here. I'm gonna go with no.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Alright, kid. Let's get weird with it.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Quick, get the toothpaste! Oh.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom,
Oh, no.
can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, delicious. My favorite.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
See you at the finish line, sweetheart.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired.
Big tree, big tree. Now this way, you idiot. Here we go.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind.
Alright, two
Then
swoops,
I heard
two swoops.
little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Two swoops. Say it. Say it.
Rabbits.
Oh, you're done, kiddo. That's right.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
The mama rabbit.
A mama rabbit.
You done, kiddo? Dunzo. Here we go.
She was almost too big to carry.
Achievement unlocked. We gotta watch this again. What about grandma's? Which one is this? 'Cause these two we didn't see. Gong 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 gong.
All that's left now was to tell you
That
about
grandma's
that
is that
last
one.
night.
And then Dawn. Play the story. Dawn. They're both a part of the same thing. Now reloading, I think. Okay, they're both the same thing. Never mind. Alright. So But then we can go do Sam's. Take a picture of the rabbit. Oh wait, let the drunken sailor finish his song. I'm a dummy. We're gonna finish them all right now.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
Perfect.
Fine.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Where is the rabbit? Oh, rabbit! Where are you? Where you at there, rabbit? There you are.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
Alright, here we go. Then. We'll do Molly's again, so let's crack that out right now. Yes. So there are 7 peepholes. I think we missed the peepholes. They save apparently and as you do them. I know we did the telescope, but I don't know if it listened to all the dialogue.
December 13th, 1947.
Gotta do
Dear
Gregory's.
Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to
Just
tell
gotta do
somebody
Gregory's
about
after
what's
this
going
one.
to happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Get the toothpaste and you're good.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, excuse me? I'm sorry, I gotta eat the plastic as well. My bad.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Delicious. Okay, and we gotta eat this, never mind.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Toilet paper?
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Eat the fish.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Oh, thank God.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
What would you do with a drunken sailor?
And suddenly,
a drunken sailor?
I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Eat. Go on. Mommy, go that way first.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I gobbled her up.
Too easy.
And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
You're done, kiddo.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Mama rabbit.
A mama rabbit.
Where? Through the trees.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Come on, boys. Going home.
I rolled off a cliff and into the
Susan,
ocean.
you won't believe it.
Now, I was hungrier
Shark,
than ever.
30 miles per hour. Look at the deer. Oh, you're done, kiddo.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Am I seeing the blood? There it is.
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
You'll listen to the drunken sailor song.
I was big, but I moved real
Oh,
quiet.
brother, I'm so sorry.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Technically, we never killed them, so we didn't actually end his song.
His belly was rusty razor, his belly was rusty razor, his belly was rusty razor. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Put him in bed with the captain's daughter, put him in bed with the captain's daughter, put him in bed with the captain's daughter. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? 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 Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe. Put him in the
I could have really done this the first time, shouldn't I?
Put him in the scuppers with a hose pipe.
Where's my tongue?
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Heave ho, she rises, heave ho, she rises, heave ho, she rises in the morning.
You done? Achievement unlocked. Alright, now we gotta do Gregory's. Then we gotta go down both paths. I think we just gotta go and take Edith's path again, and then go right. No, I didn't mean to put it down. I'm sorry. And then just go through the 7 peoples. Maybe just walk to
Dear Kay.
What's it called? I'm gonna have the guide up just in
Gregory
case.
used to laugh when he thought he was alone. Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Put it in, kid. Put it in. There we go. How easy. Get that G out of here. Gregory, more like Gory.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
There we go. Achievement. There we go. Alright, we still have 2 more, which is closer look, which is the peoples and people's houses. Or paths. Alright. Play a story as Edith.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Is that everything done out right? Okay, making sure. Dong ding dong ding dong.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
It's kicks. Who needs the mail? We'll go right.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Let's see, which one did we miss?
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
A hole in the fence.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
There's that achievement. All roads. Number 2 is the door to the library. We did that one. 3 is the door to
The truth is,
Molly's room. Did
even
that.
after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family.
Number
and
4
the
is
house
door
and the
to
answers to.
Barbara's room. We did that. 5 is
The house was
door
exactly
to
like I remembered
Edith
it,
and
the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Sven's room.
As a child, the house
6
made me
is the door
uncomfortable in
to
a way I couldn't put into
Gregory
words.
room.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
7 is Calvin room. And there's
The house
more than one
felt like
telescope,
it had always been here.
I guess.
Even the swing set was older than my mother.
Yeah, we didn't do that, people. I know that. Probably just gonna run through and do them all again. Just to make sure.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, felt like I was home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere.
And I
in the
didn't do the
library.
door to Milton's room either, I believe.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with.
Ready to hear
if
the
she
whole
hadn't
thing?
died in 1947.
We do Lewis. We did do Lewis's.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
I think we just have to get to Milton's,
My grandpa
which is
Sam
at the very
spent
end.
7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
So let me think. We got 1 outside, 2 at the bottom of the stairs, 3 for Molly's, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years.
I just go get the key and go.
Until America grew out of it. Great-grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of
You
the
can't
house.
just get the key and go.
Mom always told me to stay.
What if I just replay from, what's it called, story? Would that work? It was right before Milton? Walters? No, not Walter. Gus. No, Santa's was. Well, who is the shortest one? I should play from the shortest one just to see. This one's pretty short. Not gonna lie.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Because if
My father made him come, of course.
we
but Gus stood
gotta
far
play through the
apart,
whole game again, I'm gonna do it on my
flew
own.
his kite and bottled up the storm inside his
In
heart.
like a week or 2. I'll play run through it again.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
I now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
That's right, Dad.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Okay, that one's pretty faster. A lot faster than I thought it was. Let's see what happens.
We just played.
I wish that
We
I
played
could
through
truly say I
Sam's.
thought about you on that day.
Maybe even just start at
Out there on the
Lewis's and
beach
just go out the
alone.
door.
Just you,
Yeah.
the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
We can just continue. All right. I should go to. Well, maybe we can just go past Sam's.
My mom moved up to the
No,
wall
Sam's
after
is
her
before
brothers died.
this. Never mind. This is the one right before.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
I know we did the telescope. I think it's just this.
My mom moved to India
I
a
don't
week
think we
after
did
graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Oh, right in through the window, I remember.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Alright, we good? Achievement unlocked. We're done, boys. Closer look. That's all of them. It's good enough for me. I will say it's the better walking simulators I've played over the years. It's actually more than just walking. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Odin, my boy. Engelborg. Sven. Sanjay. Alright. I'm getting out of here.
Yada yada yada.